Hi, this is Melissa Brown here, your soul love coach. And I just wanted to hop on today to share some wisdom with you because so many of the women that I work with, they've been going through in relationship, as so many of us do. And so today's topic is all about how to forgive and let it go, even if you never hear, I'm sorry. And so most of us, that's what we're waiting on. You are waiting for that apology. You are waiting for an explanation. You're just waiting. And while you are waiting, your life is waiting. And so this video, I hope, will inspire you to release yourself so that you can move on and free yourself. And so I have just a few suggestions for you to help you to just let it all go, to be free and move on, even if you never hear I'm sorry. And so one of the first things that I want to share with you is I want you to stop asking why. That's really not the best question. But as intellectual women are, very often we are trying to cognitively understand why people do what they do. My background, I'm a therapist, I'm a counselor, I'm a life coach, and so I am wired to be analytical. I'm wired to understand human behavior. And I swear a whole lot of us must be pseudo counselors because we are constantly trying to figure out why people do what they do. But the real question is, even if you understood the why, would it make you feel any better? And for most of us, the answer is no. Why doesn't take your pain away. The better question for you in the moment when you have been hurt, when you have been betrayed, where your trust has been violated is how. How in the world did that happen? Because how allows you to take ownership. Why goes into the psychoanalyst and trying to figure out someone's background. But you are not their therapist, and that you don't need to be. At this point, you need to be focused on yourself. And the best point of power is to figure out what you can do. What did I do to contribute to this situation? What is the how that allowed someone who was not trustworthy into my space? So don't ask why, ask how. The second question that I want you to think about, or not even a question, it's just a suggestion for you, is I want you to know what your pain point is and acknowledge it. I've just done, in the spring, I did an emotional detox with some ladies, and we're actually getting ready to do another one as the summer is ending. And what I discovered is most of us are very numb to our pain. Most of us, we are professionals at not feeling. So we eat, we drink, we shop, we do whatever we can do, mindless TV, so that we don't have to feel. But if you are going to move on, if you are not going to be held hostage to your feelings, then I want to invite you to know the point of pain, know where it hurts, know why you are angry, know why you are crying. What is it about the situation that makes you feel wounded? And identify it. So whether or not you gotta journal it out, you gotta talk it out with a good and trusted friend or a counselor, you have to find an outlet to be able to express your pain, because unexpressed pain implodes on the inside of you. And so if you are going to be free, because again, most of us, we just move on. If we're honest, we don't express the pain, we just move on from the pain. But unexpressed pain does not disappear. Just because you didn't talk about it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And so if you don't want that pain to come back and haunt you, as it does for so many of us at the most inopportune time, you will feel this flood of emotions, or you'll just be at the gas station and something very simple will happen, but you'll be ready to light up the whole world because we have kept so much on the inside. So it is critical for you to release, for you to express, what is my point of pain? Why do I feel hurt? What about that conversation made me angry? What about that experience wounded me and made me have hurt feelings? Express it, get it out. Number three, my third suggestion for you, and you're gonna love this, is turn off the stove and shut the door. Very odd suggestion, I'm sure you are saying. What do you mean, Melissa, when you say turn off the stove? Part of what it means is, again, when you are extremely analytical, when you are trying to figure out the why, or if you are just a person who is very forgiving and always trying to make something wrong right, you will find yourself constantly engaging something that is hurtful to you. And so I want to invite you to take your hands off the stove. Stop touching something that has already shown you it's not good for you. Don't put your hand in the alligator's mouth. Stop touching the stove when you know the stove is hot. Because every time you engage someone who has proven to be unhealthy, to be hurtful, you are going to get burned. And so it's up to you. It's not up to the person because they've already demonstrated who they are. But so it is up to you as the woman that you are to say, I'm done with that. And then shut the door. Shut the door. You have no idea how many women I've worked with where they always got to leave just a little crack for the possibility. And when you leave just a little crack for possibility, the possibility is you're going to be hurt again because you keep thinking maybe in 6 months this is going to be a different person. Maybe in a year this person will have evolved. But when people show you who they are, Maya Angelou said you better believe them. So stop recycling old relationships where if it's over, let it be over. Stop inviting people who have proven themselves to be unhealthy, emotionally unsafe, emotionally unstable, abusive in nature, negative in nature, takers in nature, cheaters, liars, the list goes on and on. People who do not honor you to keep coming into your space and wounding you. Because the first time, yes, you can be tricked, you can be duped, it's on them. But if it's happening a second, a third, and a fourth time, that's on me. And so it's important for you to say, I'm done. I take my hands off the stove and I'm shutting the door. Throw away the key. Don't leave any opening for old people, old boyfriends, old friends. Now, some family members you can't get rid of, but you can put boundaries and you can say, this is my parameter. I will not be doing this with this person again, loaning money, co-signing, agreeing sometimes to even watch people's children and they stay gone for a week, or whatever it is that they do that dishonors you and makes you feel used and devalued. Whatever it is and whomever it is up to you to say, hands off the stove and the key is thrown away. You can't come back in. And so the other one, which is major that I want to share with you, is get the lesson. The main thing about relationships is relationships are really just a mirror. They are a mirror of the areas of our life that have yet to be healed. That's why we attract who we attract. And so a lot of times we have hidden parts of ourselves, because I've already told you we don't always process our pain. And a lot of us have stored up pain, stored up wounds. And so we don't realize the areas that we still need to do our own work. They are our blind spots. But if you take some time to just kind of sit for a moment, and again, asking not why, but how, and to really get the lesson of how did I allow that? How did I create this situation for myself? How am I in this similar situation all over again? different characters, but the plot is still the same. It is up to you to get the lessons for your life. Life is constantly your classroom in teaching you. And if you are a willing student, it's up to you to learn. And if you don't learn, the lessons will get repeated. And so we don't want you to be in anything remedial. I don't want you to have to repeat again and again. We're not repeating 35, 45 years old. I want you to get whatever lessons you need to get so that you can move on. Move on. And then the last point that I want to share with you that's really critical again for you to let go and move on, even if you never get an I'm sorry, is to recognize your life is so much bigger than your mistakes. Do you hear what I'm saying? Your life is so much bigger than what you have been through, from the way you've been hurt, from a divorce, from a breakup, from being fired from your job, financial mishaps, whatever it is that has gone on. Recognize it's just a chapter. It's just a sentence in your life, and you can move on and continue to write a new story. It's up to you to not stay stuck. It is up to you to say, you know what? This is not the totality of me. This is an area that has been identified that I need to work on, but this is not me. So there is a difference between what you go through and what you experience and who you really are. And so again, I just want to remind you who you are. And I come from a spiritual background, so you know what I'm going to say. Who you are in God, who you are as a daughter, who you are as royalty, who you are in your divine womanhood, all of that beauty, all of that power. And so again, sometimes we slip and fall. We all do. I know I've been guilty, and I still have moments where I slip back into this place where I have a bit of a spiritual amnesia and I can't remember who I really am. But sometimes you need those bumps on your head and on your heart to help you to remember, I'm better than this. I'm better than what I have been through. I'm better than the way someone is treating me. I'm better than my circumstance, and I can rise above it. But it's up to you. So I want to encourage you to release whatever it is that you are holding on to, whatever you find yourself feeling attached to and tied to that no longer serves you. Stop waiting for an apology, an explanation. Stop waiting for somebody else to be different, and you take charge of your own life so that you can move forward and be free. Now, I'm getting ready, as I said, to host another emotional detox, and I'm going to host it on Facebook. This is just a free virtual experience, and I want to invite you into it. So I'm going to put a link attached to this video so that if you know you're still holding on to stuff that you need to let go of, you're still waiting for explanations from people with no integrity, so it's not like you're going to even hear the truth. You're going to hear an excuse. And if you know that your situations from your past are holding you hostage, you're still stuck in chapter 5 when you should be on chapter 8 by now because you weren't able to move on and process your pain. And so if you know you need an emotional detox, I want to invite you to join me. I'll be starting that on August the 5th on a Monday, and there'll be videos just like this along with some life work for you to work through and really get yourself free. So it's your turn. It is your turn, and it's your time. Free yourself, let yourself go, regardless if people say they're sorry. Bye-bye.